So for my project, I tested the um the difference in gaming quality or the frames per second of Need for Speed, and I wanted to see the difference between using more or less RAM for the graphics card, just because it's an interesting topic, and I think the market for gaming computers has skyrocketed, and um the main selling point of a gaming computer is its incredible graphics card, because you can get computers out there that have the same amount of RAM as a gaming computer, so it's more so the graphics card that jacks the price up. And I thought it was just something pretty interesting to test. So for this project, I took my computer, Dell Inspiron N5110, 6 gig of RAM, regular Intel graphic family graphics card. It was difficult for me to actually get through to the files to adjust the RAM usage of the game in the files, so I had to download um, Large Address Aware. It's a software that basically allows you to bypass the ceiling and use more RAM than what the default setting may be. So in Need for Speed, I took the toll booth challenge, which basically I have a number of seconds or minutes to get to a certain toll booth, and then it runs like that until I eventually get to the finish line or not, because I can crash or fail the challenge, which happened quite a few times. But yeah. So I recorded the frames per second using Fraps. Interesting, pretty cool tool. Unfortunately, when I started benchmarking, the overlay disappeared, so you won't see any frame per second on the screen while I play the game. But it definitely did log the information down for me in a neat spreadsheet Excel, which I then imported into R to use for my data set. These are just some screenshots I grabbed while playing using Fraps. Um, the first one, the first and third are from when I was using less RAM to the graphics card, and the second and fourth are after I use Large Address Aware to help me boost up that graphics card. Um, Honestly, I don't see that big a difference. I tried getting the speeds as close to each other as I possibly could. I mean, there's a slight difference, but overall, I don't think visually it made that big a difference. These next two slides were just me importing data into R and creating scatterplot. I use scatterplot because I tested the game both times over a period of 4 minutes, which is 240 frames. So that was a good bit of data. So I thought a scatterplot would best show that information, which it did. It was relatively easy importing everything and writing up, I guess, code for production of images. These last two slides are the results of both my tests. Um, Honestly, no big difference. Yes, um, I was correct in the sense an improved graphics card does improve the frame rate of the game, which helps or which would mean it does run more smoothly. But the difference here was not big at all. Um, so there I'm sure many different ways to look at it. My computer isn't a gaming computer. Um, Need for Speed didn't require much. Um, but as far as results go, mine were relatively close. So, which makes sense because I didn't see a big difference visually. Um, a few challenges I had with this project would be, well, for one, finding a way to improve the graphics card because I did search through the files for Need for Speed to see if there was any way to adjust it there, but I didn't, so I had to kind of scramble online to find the next best thing. And I guess yes, it did work. Um, Another problem was the fact that I couldn't play both tests exactly the same. So in one, I'm sure I had more accidents or had to slow down more. So no test was exactly the same. Um, Aside from that, it was pretty interesting. I think it's something to look into because the price of a gaming computer is very ridiculous, and you should be getting the most performance for your money.